Time for the second leg between Alajuelense of Costa Rica and CD Aguila of El Salvador from Ricardo Saprissa Stadium in San Jose, Costa Rica. Joe Malfa with you for tonight's action in the 2022 Scotiabank Concacaf League preliminary round. A lot on the line tonight. What is at stake? A spot in the round of 16. The pitch conditions will play a massive role tonight. You never like to see the rain up that high in the percentage. 96%. It's pouring now. We expect it throughout. It's a cool evening. 66 degrees here in San Jose. What's at stake? Once again, a trip to the round of 16. Winner of this match, or depending on the away goals, it could be a tie that favors Aguila. Will go on to face Alianza of Panama, not to be confused with Alianza of El Salvador, also down in that quadrant of the bracket. Alianza of Panama awaits the winner of this two-legged tie between Alajuelense and Aguila. Alajuelense qualified for this preliminary round as the Costa Rican non-champion with the best record in the 2021 Clausura. They were founded 103 years ago, and they have been one of the most prestigious clubs in Costa Rica ever since. 50 total domestic trophies, 30 of them coming as league titles, and perhaps most importantly, in terms of how it relates to our evening here, they have lifted this trophy once back in 2020. Alajuelense, one-time champions of the Scotiabank Concacaf League. CD Aguila, not quite the same success in this tournament, but they're hoping to change that this time around and hoping to replicate what Guastatoya did last year against Alajuelense. Remember, last year Alajuelense went on the road and tied their first leg against Guastatoya 1-1. They led the home leg 2-0, and they conceded twice in the final 10 minutes, and they were eliminated on away goals. So Aguila of El Salvador hoping for a similar fate tonight as the teams are set to take the pitch. We'll get you to lineups and kickoff in just a few moments.
Atención, señoras y señores, damos la bienvenida al equipo Club Deportivo Águila de El Salvador y Liga Deportiva Alajuelense para el partido de esta noche de la Liga Concacaf Scotiabank. Bienvenidos.
Time to meet the starting 11s for both of these clubs. Tied 1-1 after the first leg. That one in El Salvador. Now it shifts to a rainy Costa Rica. Fabian Coito of Alajuelense, the head coach, sends out a very familiar lineup in terms of players and what they've done in this tournament. And leading the way, Johan Venegas atop the line. He did not play in the first leg. He has quite the track record in this tournament. He has in 9 appearances, during the 2019 year for Saprissa. When they lifted the trophy, he had 7 goals. And in 12 appearances overall, he has 14 goals. They're hoping that he has a couple in store tonight. As we meet tonight's officials, Adonai Escobedo of Mexico leads the way. Jorge Sanchez, Enrico Bustos, also of Mexico, as the assistant referees with Guillermo Pacheco of Mexico as your 4th official in an all-Mexican crew tonight. Captains out there for the coin toss. You saw Giancarlo Gonzalez for Alajuelense, and the goalkeeper Benji Villalobos for CD Aguila. On the Aguila side, a starting 11 that remained unchanged from the first match. Same 11 as last week, out there again tonight. They took the 1-1 draw, Alberto Castillo's side, in the home leg. Now in this second leg, they know what they need to do. It's not going to be easy. You need a tie of more than 1 goal, or you need to win. Benji Villalobos leads the way from the back with the captain's armband. And up top, they will hope to get Brian Calabrese going. He just joined this season. He spent time in Costa Rica in the first 6 months of 2022 with AD San Carlos. Prior to that, time in Nicaragua, where he scored 18 goals in 21 games with Walter Ferretti. Can they get Brian Calabrese going up top? Aguila qualified for the preliminary round as the champion from El Salvador from the past year, with the lesser overall record when compared to Alianza of El Salvador. Two teams who are no strangers to this tournament. More often than not, they go through directly to the round of 16. But this time around, they are stuck battling it out through the preliminary round. These teams have met 8 times overall. Alajuelense has never lost to Aguila. 4 wins, 4 draws. But prior to last week, they had not met since 1997. So history might be on the side of Alajuelense, but it is not recent history. Historically, clubs from El Salvador have a slight edge over clubs from Costa Rica. In Scotiabank Concacaf League, 11 matches played, 4 wins for Salvadoran sides, 3 wins for Costa Rican sides, and a whole host of draws. Players are ready to go. Just waiting for that opening whistle. Here at Estadio, Ricardo Saprissa. A little bit odd to see Alajuelense in the stadium of their bitter rivals. An odd juxtaposition to see Alajuelense on the field and the big block letters of Saprissa in the far stands. The first leg finished 1-1. What do we have in store for the next 90 between Alajuelense in the white and Aguila in the red? Here at Estadio Ricardo Saprissa, Joe Malfa with you for tonight's action in the preliminary round of the 2022 Scotiabank Concacaf League. 0-0 means Alajuelense goes through on away goals. 1-1 means we go directly to penalties. 2-2 or any tie score with more than just 1 goal each means Aguila goes through on the away goals. And of course, if either side simply wins, that side simply goes through. Your scenario for the evening, we'll continue to remind you of it as the evening goes along. And early on, a set piece here for Alajuelense. Aron Suarez standing over it with Celso Borges. It's Borges who delivers. Open players, it's headed over the bar. 4 players were open. A late offside flag meant that it wouldn't have counted anyway. You play a dangerous game when you play that high line. And Alajuelense timed it properly. He had 4 players in free, including Johan Venegas. A few more dangerous than he is in the history of this tournament. As I mentioned prior, 12 appearances in Concacaf League for Venegas with 14 goals. And that includes a historic run with Saprissa. Scored 7 goals in 9 appearances on the road to a trophy in 2019. Here is Venegas. He's taken down. Referee says play on. Advantage for Alajuelense. It's loose in the middle, and they take the lead early. Aaron Suarez gets it done, finds a loose ball. And the home side have a lead just 2 minutes in. Well done by the official to play advantage. Villalobos got the hand of the first shot, left a big, juicy rebound. And fortunately for Alajuelense, Aaron Suarez was there to pounce. The 20-year-old debuted when he was 18 for this club back in 2020. Tonight is his 70th appearance wearing the colors of Alajuelense. And he scores his 9th goal for the club. Might have proved to be his biggest. It's been quite the last 12 months for Aaron Suarez. Earned 3 caps for Costa Rica, all during the most recent World Cup qualifying cycle. It's a national team that didn't do the best job in terms of finding a middle wave of talent. A lot of older players who guided them to the World Cup this year, and a lot of younger players. And Suarez on the ball now, although he lost it, was part of that next wave that looks so bright for Costa Rica. He's got experience in this tournament. Aaron Suarez started both legs last year against Guastatoya. Also had 1 appearance in CONCACAF Champions League in early 2021 when Alajuelense took on Atlanta United. Alberto Castillo of Aguila having a word with Adonai Escobedo. Didn't quite catch what might have gotten him upset. And he'll quickly retreat back into the cover of the bench here in the driving rain in San Jose. The early goal by no means dictates that Aguila is out of this. A reminder of what happened last year. After a 1-1 draw in the road leg to begin, Alajuelense, one of the tournament favorites, against a minnow, relatively speaking, in Guastatoya. They come home for the second leg. They take a 2-0 lead into halftime. And then Guastatoya scores 2 in the last 10 minutes to stun Alajuelense and send them packing. Sure, that is something that Alberto Castillo may remind Aguila about as this match goes along. It's so tough to come into a match like this and give up a goal that early. You get punched right in the mouth, and you are forced to adapt on the fly, handle that adversity. In Lawrence shielding. Luis Acuna watched it go out for Aguila. Lawrence gets it back into play. Sent up the field by Freddy Espinoza. Physical play there. It's Kevin Melara keeps it alive for Aguila. Melara. Just off of his left foot as Aaron Suarez wins it. Only one major CONCACAF trophy in the history of Aguila. Back in the old CONCACAF Champions Cup, predecessor to Champions League. That trophy came in 1976. They're approaching their 100th anniversary as a club, Aguila, 4 years away. 20 domestic trophies, 16 of them coming as champions of the Salvadoran First Division. Can they respond early here with a goal of their own? It was lost at the last moment by Edgar Moreno. And Lawrence sends it through toward Venegas and skips off the very, very slick grass. And all the way back now to Benji Villalobos. He's been with Aguila since 2011. Over 250 appearances for this club between those posts. And he's in pretty good form recently. Only 20 goals allowed in 27 appearances of the most recent Clausura, with 12 clean sheets. After a couple of months off. Bit of a rocky start in both league play and so far here tonight. Can't fault Villalobos entirely for the goal that was conceded, but he did put a very juicy rebound out in front, begging for somebody on the Alajuelense side to tap it home, and that is just what Aaron Suarez did 2 minutes into the match. Moreno. Back for Alfaro. And now Marlon Trejo. Still Trejo taking the space. Plays it through. Calabrese leaves it. Jamal Williams was lurking in the background. Brian Felix scored the goal for Aguila in that 1-1 draw. He is not on the roster for this match, however, today. Espinoza. Amalara. Through for Calabrese. Out ahead to Williams. He recognized immediately he was offside. And just let it go. Correction from a moment ago. I mentioned that Felix scored last week. And to say that on the Alajuelense side, it was Luis Acuna who scored the goal on the Aguila side. That finished 1-1 in El Salvador. The winner of this tie goes ahead and faces Alianza of Panama in the round of 16. Good ball out in front. Now all the way through for Suarez, the goal scorer. Aaron Suarez. Cleared back into the middle. Never want to do that, but fortunately for Aguila, they don't pay for it, at least not yet. It does yield a corner after the shot from Johan Venegas was deflected by his sliding Xavier Garcia. Especially on a night like this with a very slippery surface in the rain. You don't want to force a ball back to the middle if you don't have to, like it was just done there by Kevin Melara. Veteran Celso Borges will trigger the corner. Has been with Alajuelense since 2021. Good delivery right through that corridor atop the 6-yard box. One teammate's able to get ahead to it. If it feels like Borges has been around forever, it's because he has been. Started all the way back in 2006 with Saprissa, now 34 years of age. Tonight is his 458th professional appearance, with 91 goals and 55 assists for Celso Borges. 16-year career spanning 6 teams in 5 countries. Last year, in his first year with Alajuelense, 26 appearances. Wore the number 5 in the middle, wearing the captain's armband. Malara. Aguila seeing a lot of the ball after conceding. Not a whole lot with it though going forward. A couple of near opportunities as the balls were sent through toward Calabrese and Williams. None of them yielded shots or definitive scoring chances. And now it's Alajuelense on the prowl once more. Aron Suarez slips it through. Brilliant ball. Venegas puts it wide. If you could pick any player on the field to have that open in that spot for Alajuelense, you would pick Johan Venegas. But this one is just pushed wide. Don't know that he realized, but he had a wide open Ian Lawrence next to him. If he fed it along, it would have been an easy tap-in. A goal scorer's mindset for somebody like Venegas. 132 goals in his professional career. Tonight making his 448th appearance. Venegas knows what it takes in this tournament. In the final edition of Concacaf League before an expanded Concacaf Champions League takes over. He's hoping to see if he can go ahead and win it again. Johan Venegas did it in 2019 with Saprissa. Aguila have not participated in Concacaf League since they made it as the top-seeded team from El Salvador back in 2019. They lost their first match of the Apertura phase to Once Deportivo back in July. Since then, their only other match was the first leg of this pairing. More recent form to go off of for Alajuelense. 2 wins and a loss through the first 3 matches of the 2022 Apertura phase in Costa Rica. They beat Santos de Guapiles 2-1 at home and Guanacasteca 4-1. Played through the middle and cleared away by Giancarlo Gonzalez. For those 2 wins to open up at home, they went on the road and they were throttled 3-0 by Herediano just this past Saturday, July the 30th. So here we are only a few days later, back into action again. Aguila, the more well-rested of the 2. They've got the whole week off since these teams last met. Haven't had to call the name Leonel Morera yet. The goalkeeper with the ball at his feet now. He started the first leg last week. Another player who's been around for a long, long time in Costa Rican circles. His 439th pro appearance tonight. Debuted for Herediano back in the fall of 2009. Spent a decade with Herediano. Has been with Alajuelense now since 2020. Venegas hoping to pick out Suarez, intercepted by Malara and cleared. Quarter of an hour gone. Alajuelense 1, Aguila nothing. And the goal scored 2 minutes in by Aron Suarez. 1-1 in the first leg between these teams. So as it stands, Alajuelense would be going through. Now, one thing that you can cross off the boxes, because of the fact that Alajuelense scored, 0-0 would have been the only tie score that would have put Alajuelense through to the next round. 1-1 would mean penalties. 2-2 or greater would mean Aguila goes through on away goals. So already one possible outcome is gone by the wayside with the Alajuelense goal. Cannot have the 0-0 draw to go through. Moreno. Back for Acuna, the goal scorer last week for Aguila. Now Moreno again, well worked up the right side for Trejo. Played into it Calabrese, but he slipped. Headed right back in the middle to Moreno. Poor giveaway. Volley from distance, deflects off the bar. Unlucky for Aguila. Very lucky for Alajuelense. And now a corner on the way for the visitors. Aguila making a claim that there should have been a penalty for a handball. Let's see if we get a look at it. The pressure finally alleviated now for Alajuelense. What a flurry that was for Aguila. This is not a team that's going to go away quietly. Plenty of talent littered throughout the lineup. Plenty of experience, both domestically and in Concacaf League. A number of players with caps for El Salvador as well. Alfaro, now Suarez, flag stays down. Aron Suarez, one goal already. Aron Suarez, stopped by Villalobos. Beating for a second one, just 15 minutes apart. Not a bad idea with the outside of the boot from Jamal Williams, but cut out. And now Suarez again in space. Flag might be popping up here. There it is. It seemed like Ron Blackburn was leaning just a little bit. The 32-year-old Panamanian just made his 300th professional appearance this past weekend. There's another look at that chance as it came through. Off of the deflection and off the bar. Nowhere in there. You could see anywhere close to a handball. Not sure what Aguila was petitioning, but it was a bang-bang play. Can't blame them for trying. Captain Giancarlo Gonzalez down on the field, holding his right foot. They're calling out the stretcher. It doesn't seem like he's going to move until he gets out there. Fabian Coito has to be happy with what he's seen so far. Celso Borges over for a chat with Giancarlo Gonzalez. And it looks like Gonzalez will not be able to continue. He's already handed off the captain's armband to Celso Borges. Have to imagine that looking to the bench, it would be Aubrey David as the natural fit to come in. Aubrey David played all 90 minutes last week. Yep, there he is. Played all 90 last week. Playing in a stadium that he called home for a while. Aubrey David has spent his career with 10 teams in 5 countries over 13 years. And he called Saprissa home longer than any other. 5 years, 182 appearances for this club. Or I should say the club that typically occupies this stadium, now playing for Saprissa's rival. But in the stadium that Saprissa calls home. So already one change made early on. But it's like for like, and it's one terrific veteran center back for another. Open space here for Venegas. Played it early, looking for Suarez. Cut off well by Freddy Espinoza. Aubrey David also has plenty of experience in this tournament alone. Made 16 appearances in Concacaf League with Saprissa. And he was part of the team that won it all in 2019. Played every minute of both legs of the final. Hate to see someone like Giancarlo Gonzalez go down if you're Alajuelense, but a more than capable replacement in Aubrey David. 31-year-old center back also played every minute of the 4 matches in the June window of CONCACAF Nations League for Trinidad and Tobago. A little nutmeg there from Luis Acuna. Out to Moreno. Back to Acuna, who started this attack. Still Acuna. Scored last week. Made a bid for one tonight. Right at Leonel Morera. Off the shoulder of Orlando Blackburn. He was looking for a foul call. Whistle goes against Ronaldo Alfaro. Edgar Moreno along to Acuna. Leonel Morera, ever since he joined Alajuelense in 2020, has started 104 games. He's only given up 99 goals, less than 1 per game. He might be tested here, and he makes the stop. He's got 38 clean sheets in those 104 games. Tough to beat him. If you're going to try from that distance, the strike has to be much better. Shortage of confidence from Brian Calabrese, and not a bad idea on this wet grass to bounce it right in front of the keeper like that. Very difficult to deal with a long skip off that wet surface. Edgar Moreno. Back to Espinoza. And Melara. Jamal Williams being forced the wrong direction and fouled at the end of that. Yael Lopez. 23-year-old subbed on in the second to last minute of play last week. Brief cameo, but then gets to start here tonight. Fabrizio Alfaro. 4 shots apiece. Not the only one that made an impact. There's the one stuck in by Aaron Suarez from just outside the 6 on a big rebound left by Benji Villalobos. Of the 4 shots apiece, you've got 3 on target for Aguila, plus the one that hit the crossbar. You've got 3 on target for Alajuelense. And of course, the one that went in. More action later tonight, by the way. Pacific takes on Waterhouse. A battle of Canada against Jamaica in that one. In the first leg, those teams drew 0-0. One of 3 0-0 draws that we actually saw in all of the first legs of the preliminary round. Five of the 6 matches of all the first legs ended in a tie. The only team to get a win was Municipal over Vega Real, a 4-0 win. Outside of that, 3 score lines that read 0-0 and 2 that read 1-1, including one between these 2 teams. And it will be Aguila bidding to make it 1-1 again as they set up for a free kick here from out wide. Luis Acuna has a left-footed out-swinging option. Gerson Mayen has a right-footed in-swinging option. He does take it. A set piece that bears no fruit for Aguila. Scotiabank Concacaf League, founded as a second continental club tournament to go along with CONCACAF Champions League back in 2017. Here we are in the final edition before it sort of gets folded back into Champions League next year. Historically, a tournament dominated by teams from Honduras and Costa Rica. Honduran side Olympia won the inaugural edition back in 2017. Costa Rican teams then won the next 3, all different teams as well. And Estadio in 2018, Saprissa in 2019, and this Alajuelense side in 2020. And then finally last year, 2021, we had a party crasher in Comunicaciones of Guatemala. Ended the run of Honduran and Costa Rican success. It wasn't just Honduran and Costa Rican teams winning the trophy in the first few years. It was only Honduran and Costa Rican teams making the final. No team outside of Honduras or Costa Rica made a final in the first few editions. Good ball played in by Mayen. It was dangerous enough at the near post to force Morera to slap it away. Gerson Mayen now from the corner. Still through the rain. Estadio Ricardo Saprissa, and still struggling to create opportunities from the set pieces. Aguila. First to it once again, an Alajuelense defender. Aaron Suarez, the goal scorer, plays centrally for Carlos Mora. Johan Venegas. Well read, coming out of the back by Javier Garcia. Aubrey David with it. Alexis Gamboa leaves it now for Celso Borges. Strong first touch by Suarez to take it out of the air. Good service now. Space and time in the middle. Deflected. Stopped by Villalobos on the shot from Venegas. That's twice now that Venegas has been all alone in the box. Both times he was unable to convert. Once he just missed, this one he had blocked. And that might have been earmarked for the bottom corner, if not for the brave effort of Javier Garcia. That previous angle gave us a terrific look at where that one might have been heading. Yael Lopez for Aaron Suarez. Half an hour gone between Alajuelense and Aguila. Here in the preliminary round, second leg of the 2022 Scotiabank Concacaf League. Alajuelense, the Costa Rican side, won this tournament back in 2020. Part of the dominant run of Costa Rican teams. Aguila hasn't been in this tournament since 2019. hoping to be a part of some Salvadoran success in this tournament. Guatemala showed last year that you don't have to be from Honduras or Costa Rica to make it through to a final. Could that inspire some teams from some other nations? Well worked up the left side by Alajuelense, contacting the area. Out for a corner. Ian Lawrence, the one who goes to ground. 20-year-old who has been with Alajuelense since 2020, debuted when he was 18 years old. Already making his 53rd appearance tonight for the club. Played all 90 minutes last week in the first leg. From the corner, swung in. A lot of contact, edge of the area. Don't know which way this one will go after the referee comes in to survey the damage. Two players who just went up for a header and collided. No bad intent from either. It might just be a drop ball. Perhaps Adonai Escobedo just stopped it to survey a possible head injury. That appears to be the case. 5 shots apiece so far. It's not like Aguila has been without opportunity. They did hit the crossbar once. And their other 4 shots also all on target. Fabian Coito, we promise you that was not pause. He was just holding that position for effect, unsure of what was going on in the restart. A try from distance by Pernell Alfaro. Curious to see what the substitution pattern looks like for Aguila as this game goes along. The score will likely dictate a lot of it. But last week they held true to their starting 11. They only made 2 changes late on as they swapped strikers. So the only 2 changes they made impacted the front line to get some fresh legs. Hoping to latch onto some long balls in the counter. Ian Lawrence down after that collision. All of a sudden, the physicality starting to pick up between these two teams. Undercut just a little bit by Marlon Trejo. 33-year-old Marlon Trejo has been with Aguila since 2014. Over 200 appearances for the club. Lawrence clears centrally and gives it away. And now sent further by Suarez. Only player in the vicinity, Benji Villalobos. 13 caps for El Salvador for the keeper. And over 250 for Aguila since he joined the club in 2011. Misplay by Ian Lawrence, and now he'll have to backtrack and deal with it. The rain has picked up in Estadio Ricardo Saprissa. Hard to believe it could have been raining harder than it has been, but here we are. Jamal Williams, patient. Mayan. Borges. Alajuelense had numbers there. able to corral the ball, figure out the next move. Late foul call against Rolando Blackburn by the assistant referee. Gerson Mayen. Edgar Moreno. Moreno head up, looking for options. Plays through toward Williams. Moneta sliding in. Through the years, Moneta has flown under the radar in the shadow of Keylor Navas. 23 caps for Costa Rica as the primary backup to the legendary Navas over the last decade. Carved out a terrific career domestically. Adon Suarez with a spin, and he earns a corner. After winning the corner, Suarez over there is an option to take it, along with Borges. Either an outswinger from Borges or an in-swinger from Suarez. It's Suarez with the in-swinger. Nodded out to the top of the area, misplayed by Alfaro. You could see his eyes already open wide, ready to hit that one on goal, but missed the first touch on the settle. Now Borges. Suarez. More nifty footwork from Suarez. As Borges for support. On the turn, Mora. Borges floats it. A little bit too tall for Rolando Blackburn. Alajuelense building. They've been sitting back and ceding some of the possession to Aguila, who are chasing the game down a goal. Possession 55-45 now in Aguila's favor. And every time Alajuelense does have the ball, they're very purposeful with it. Looking forward, looking through lines. Ball over the line as Williams and Acuna hoped to link up on a give and go. Alianza of Panama awaits whichever of these two teams comes through tonight. The scenarios entering the evening were as such. A 0-0 draw, Alajuelense would have gone through. That's already off the table with their 1-0 lead. Now a 1-1 draw would send us right to penalties. Any draw in which both teams score more than one goal would mean Aguila goes through on away goals. And then, of course, if either side wins, that side simply goes through on the heels of last week's draw. And we're 40 minutes into it with Alajuelense up 1-0 on the goal from Adon Suarez, scored all the way back in the 2nd minute. Here in the driving rain at Estadio Ricardo Saprissa. Joe Malfa with you this evening from San Jose. Garcia into Acuna and back again. Mayen dropping very deep here to help create. Melara taken down. Unnecessary foul from Johan Venegas. Pardon me, from Yael Lopez. Close to midfield, a player facing his goalkeeper. Next pass more than likely would have been back to the goalkeeper. Mistake from a young player, 23 years of age, and now tasked with defending it. Now Lopez has been consistent in terms of his lineup presence in the Costa Rican Primera Division over the last couple of years. He hasn't been consistently with one team. A year with Saprissa, a year with Herediano, and now over to Alajuelense. And that's after he began his career with 3 seasons at Carmelita. Aubrey David back for Leonel Morera. He's made quietly 4 saves tonight, Leonel Morera. Nothing too spectacular. Hasn't been forced to do anything too spectacular. The best chance of the evening for Aguila was the shot that deflected off of a defender and then hit the crossbar. On a play like that, Morera was frozen. Nothing he could do but hope it ricocheted away from his goal, and that's what it did. Williams knocks it down. Aron Suarez. Nobody closes to him, but he telegraphed that pass to Venegas. Now the other way, Calabrese rolls it ahead. Chance brewing for Aguila. Contact there. And it's out for a corner. Edgar Moreno almost lashed on the end of it. Luis Acuna through the rain, curls it. Aron Suarez ready to break out. Doesn't have any help, so he'll slow it down. Looking 1v4, no other white jersey in the picture. Now you see a couple. Does well to hold up the play and wait until the help arrives. Now Borges has the overlap, uses it. Yael Lopez. A little bit extra after the play. Moreno takes it quickly. Gerson Mayen. Kevin Millar back for Gerson Mayen. Alfaro. Acuna. Clock about to read 45. We wait and see on stoppage time. Never mind, no stoppage time. 45 is enough here in half number 1. And all the way back in the 2nd minute, it was Aron Suarez who pounced to the rebound, put it past Benji Villalobos to give Alajuelense a 1-0 lead here in the 2nd leg of this preliminary round tie between Alajuelense and Aguila. First leg was tied 1-1 in El Salvador. So right now with 45 to go, it's Alajuelense needing to defend this out for a spot in the round of 16 here in the 2022 Scotiabank Concacaf League. More in just a few moments from Estadio Ricardo Saprissa.
The official Concacaf app. No matter where you are or who you're rooting for, you can watch your favorite competitions, teams, and players on the go. Get the latest news on all things Concacaf. Get access to stats, play-by-play, players' information, schedule, and standings. Get instant notifications and alerts. Discover other fans like you. And show your support in social media with our exclusive camera filters. All of that and much more. Take your Concacaf experience to the next level. Download now the official Concacaf app. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
Completely revamped CONCACAF website. All information in one place with exclusive content. Connect to our match center. Access all the statistics in detail. Polls, quizzes, and live information of all our tournaments. Create your own CONCACAF passport with custom preferences and share region rankings, player rosters, and lots more on social media. CONCACAF offers you the best experience to enjoy soccer in the region with official and first-hand information to follow the action of your favorite team, country, or player.
The official Concacaf app. No matter where you are or who you're rooting for, you can watch your favorite competitions, teams, and players on the go. Get the latest news on all things Concacaf. Get access to stats, play-by-play, players' information, schedule, and standings. Get instant notifications and alerts. Discover other fans like you. And show your support in social media with our exclusive camera filters. All of that and much more. Take your CONCACAF experience to the next level. Download now the official CONCACAF app. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
Completely revamped CONCACAF website. All information in one place with exclusive content. Connect to our match center. Access all the statistics in detail. Polls, quizzes, and live information of all our tournaments. Create your own CONCACAF passport with custom preferences and share region rankings, player rosters, and lots more on social media. CONCACAF offers you the best experience to enjoy soccer in the region with official and first-hand information to follow the action of your favorite team, country, or player.
official CONCACAF app. No matter where you are or who you're rooting for, you can watch your favorite competitions, teams, and players on the go. Get the latest news on all things CONCACAF. Get access to stats, play-by-play, players' information, schedule, and standings. Get instant notifications and alerts. Discover other fans like you. And show your support in social media with our exclusive camera filters. All of that and much more. Take your CONCACAF experience to the next level. Download now the official CONCACAF app, available on the App Store and Google Play.
Completely revamped CONCACAF website. All information in one place with exclusive content. Connect to our match center. Access all the statistics in detail. Polls, quizzes, and live information of all our tournaments. Create your own CONCACAF passport with custom preferences. And share region rankings, player rosters, and lots more on social media. CONCACAF offers you the best experience to enjoy soccer in the region. With official and first-hand information to follow the action of your favorite team, country, or player.
Out of the dry locker rooms, back out onto the wet field. Alajuelense and Aguila into the rain, into the second half here in the second leg of their preliminary round tie in the 2022 Scotiabank Concacaf League. A couple of changes on the way right now for these clubs. Alexander Lopez into the match for Orlando Blackburn.
De la misma forma, abandona con el número 17, Carlos Mora. Ingresa con el número 39,
Freddy Gondola into the match as well for Carlos Mora. Underway in half number 2. Alajuelense leads it by a score of 1-0 in the match. They lead it by an aggregate score of 2-1, and they do have an away goal to their tally from that 1-1 draw last week. So as we stand, Aguila would need 1 goal to force penalties. And then beyond that, we can reevaluate if and when we see another goal in this match. Joe Malfa with you from Estadio Ricardo Saprissa in San Jose, Costa Rica. Through a driving rainstorm all match long. And the only goal came 2 minutes in, courtesy of Aron Suarez of Alajuelense, who have already made 3 subs, by the way. Those 2 that you just saw at the break. And also, don't forget, Giancarlo Gonzalez was injured about 20 minutes in when Aubrey David, who just headed it clear, came into the match. Freddy Gondola played all 90 minutes last week in the first leg. A player who's bounced around between Costa Rica, Mexico, Panama, and Venezuela in his career. Joined Alajuelense just this past January. Already 9 goals and 2 assists in 29 appearances. Tonight making his 30th appearance for the club. And we saw Alexander Lopez last week as well. He subbed in around the 58-minute mark for Dorian Rodriguez. It was interesting to see Dorian Rodriguez get the start last week. One of the bright young stars here for Alajuelense. The teenager was outstanding in the Concacaf U20 Championship back in June for Costa Rica. Led the way with goals for Costa Rica. Scored 5 in the matches he played. Given away after Acuna slipped. Won it back with a good, clean challenge. Suarez tried to yank down Mayen. Advantage played. Escobedo may come back and give Suarez a yellow card. More contact here. Nael Lopez cleanly wins it. And play continues. And now Escobedo stops the play. Doesn't appear as if he's going back to Suarez to give the yellow card. It all started when he tried to yank Mayen down from behind for a tactical foul on the counterattack. After advantage was played, Lopez made that challenge. Williams for Acuna. Alexander Lopez. Great ball into space for Aaron Suarez. Options in the center. Suarez for Borges. Borges looking to cut it back for Venegas, but it's blocked. Freddy Espinosa. Vital piece of defending. Ever since they went up 1-0, Alajuelense has willingly conceded possession. They've had a number of dangerous breakout opportunities like that. Still looking for that insurance goal. And even if they get that insurance goal, this one not over until the final whistle blows. A reminder, last year, Alajuelense on the road, a 1-1 draw against Guastatoya in the first leg of the round of 16. They came home. They took a 2-0 lead at halftime against Guastatoya before the visitors scored 2 in the final 10 minutes. And then it's a 2-2 draw, 3-3 on aggregate, and Guastatoya advanced on away goals. Alajuelense were stunned on that evening. They were among the favorites going into the tournament as the defending champions against minnows in Guastatoya, relatively speaking. Having to contend with the preliminary round this time around. Alajuelense, they've got one foot in the door of the round of 16, where Alianza of Panama awaits. Can they put another foot through that door? Not here. The offside flag came up on Venegas. Only just. Lopez. Gondola. Moreno. And a foul called against Alajuelense. When Alajuelense won this tournament back in 2020, they did so over Deportivo Saprissa in an all-Costa Rican final. We will not be able to have that this time around. All three Costa Rican teams are in the same half of the bracket. Alajuelense, should they go through, would face Alianza of Panama. You look at the road ahead in the bracket beyond that. Herediano and Cartagines could await as a semifinal opponent for Alajuelense. While Herediano and Cartagines seem likely to meet in the quarterfinal, at least likely in terms of the history of this tournament. And just some summations you can make from the success those clubs have had relative to who their opponents might be. But we learned last year, and we probably actually should avoid making any educated guesses in this tournament. We saw Guatemalan sides make deep runs. We saw Forge of Canada make it through for the last four. We saw finally a team outside of Honduras or Costa Rica make the final, and not only make it, but win it in Comunicaciones. Pacific and Waterhouse of Canada and Jamaica, respectively, after a 0-0 draw in the first leg. They are set to kick things off in about 45 minutes for their second leg. And the winner of that tie gets Herediano. Moreno. Now Mayen. Alajuelense has been outstanding in their defensive shape. Aguila have not had a single opportunity from inside the box. All their shots on target have been outside the area or just half-hearted at best from a low danger position. That could change though in one moment as Mayen almost lofted it over into the path of Marlon Trejo. And we are going to see the yellow card come out of the pocket here for Gerson Mayen. First yellow card of the match for either side. Minutes gone in half number two. The goal from all the way back in the second minute by Aron Suarez still holding up as the would-be winner. You can see the water popping up there. Those two players change direction. It's been raining all evening long. Borges on the turn, he's taken down. And a free kick on the way from a great spot for Alajuelense as they make a bid to double their lead. Especially at his age. Borges is not going to beat you with his speed, but he will beat you with his wit. He'll pick that proper moment for that darting run out of the midfield and create an opportunity like this. Villalobos trying to get the attention of Brian Calabrese so he can set up the wall. Looks like a council meeting right now for Alajuelense around the ball to determine who will take this and how. Alexander Lopez, also Borges, Aron Suarez, we're standing over it. Aubrey David comes in now for a glance. Well, that's just to clear out some space. What does Alajuelense have in store? Aron Suarez, Celso Borges stand with their backs to goal as Alexander Lopez lines it up like he's going to strike it. Lopez was used as a sub in the first leg as well. It's Lopez into the wall. Rebound, Suarez. Again blocked. Nothing doing there on the set piece from a good spot for Alajuelense. The longer this game goes, at just a 1-goal deficit, the more worrisome it becomes. Aguila making a couple of changes now. Ryan Calabrese is done. Dustin Correa centers. And will also be it for Jamal Williams. And Santos Ortiz trots out onto the pitch. Dustin Correa did enter as a sub last week for Aguila. Santos Ortiz did not play. Ortiz has been with Aguila since 2015. This is his 248th appearance with the club, 17 goals. Now his 7th appearance in Concacaf League. Dustin Correa has bounced around El Salvador, sometime with FAS, and now here with Aguila. He's got 34 goals and 157 pro appearances. 21 of those coming domestically in El Salvador. See another change here for Alajuelense, their 4th of the match. Jose Cubero, a very familiar face, comes out of the pitch in favor of Ian Lawrence. Cubero, another one of those veteran pieces here for Alajuelense, hoping to guide them through to a deep run. 35-year-old has been with the club since 2018. 54 appearances for the Costa Rican national team, including 4 during that 2014 quarterfinal run at the World Cup for the Ticos. He split his time mostly between Herediano and Alajuelense. A little bit more with Herediano. 221 appearances there, 159 now. Alajuelense. Ribeiro, brief stints in England and Spain in his career, but mostly here at home in Costa Rica. Aron Suarez was called for the foul. Depends on how these next sets of 5 minutes go between now and the 75th minute. I get the sense Alajuelense might be saving that 5th sub to bring on another familiar veteran face who has a knack for helping close out games, and Brian Ruiz, longtime talisman of Costa Rica. In his older years now, as he turns 37 in just a couple of weeks, he's been used mainly for club and country off the bench in a role to help see games over the finish line. Very creative player, can spring counterattacks forward, and also terrific in the air to help defend crosses late in matches. So we'll see if that's what Fabian Coito may have up his sleeve as the final substitution for Alajuelense. But in order to use a sub like that, you've got to get through the clean bill of health. They've already made 1 sub tonight due to injury, when Giancarlo Gonzalez came off in the first half. Now it's Freddy Gondola, gingerly helped to his feet. Alberto Castillo, wheels have been turning for over an hour now. Alajuelense scored just over an hour ago in the 2nd minute. Aguila has been trailing since. With just over 25 minutes remaining plus stoppage time, Aguila needs at least 1 to force penalties. Trejo. Gondola was waiting to be waved out, and finally he was. Darting back into the picture. Through 20 minutes of the 2nd half, Aguila held without a shot as Alajuelense packs it in, trying to preserve this lead and punch a ticket through to the round of 16. As it stands, they'd be through. A goal for Aguila would mean we go to penalties. Of course, if Aguila came back to win, they would be through. And any tie in which both teams score more than 1 would put Aguila through on away goals. For Alajuelense fans watching this that are almost also certainly fans of the national team, this is looking awfully similar to what the Ticos did in June in their World Cup playoff against New Zealand. Joel Campbell scored 2 minutes in, and they nursed that 1-0 lead the rest of the way. A number of these players for Alajuelense on the field now were on the field that day as well. Loose for a moment and finished. Bernal Alfaro with the insurance. Alajuelense 2, Aguila nothing. Alajuelense takes another step closer to the round of 16. The 25-year-old has been with the club since 2019. He was used late as a sub last week, coming on for Aron Suarez in the 80th minute. Well, now tonight, he joins Aron Suarez on the score sheet. Just his 7th goal for the club in 106 appearances. And Both goals happened the same way for Alajuelense, with Benji Villalobos leaving a very juicy rebound. That one's not all his fault. He parried it to a teammate. It was there for Xavier Garcia to clear. Almost caught him by surprise, though. Put it into the path of Alfaro, and he does the rest. Now it becomes that much tougher for an Aguila side that has not yet registered a shot at half number 2. And if you're Alajuelense, you're just hoping that lightning doesn't strike twice. Remember again last year, a 1-1 tie in the first leg on the road against a team they're expected to advance beyond. Second leg at home, up 2-0 against Guastatoya. And then Guastatoya scored 82nd minute. And then again later on, a 2-2 draw, 3-3 on aggregate. And Guastatoya advanced on away goals. With that fresh and ripe in the memories of Alajuelense, have to imagine they will commit everything now to their defensive efforts to ensure that does not happen again. To once again return into the round of 16 on Scotiabank Concacaf League. From distance, Moreno just over the bar. It's the first shot of the half for Aguila. It didn't miss by much. It gave Leonel Morera some cause for concern as he watched it sail in the end. And now Moreno wins it. Taken down. Yellow card coming out of the pocket. Will be given to Cubero. And a free kick on the way for Aguila. A look again at that shot from Moreno. Whizzes just over the bar, rattles the net as it hit the tension cord. The goal from Alajuelense means we cannot have penalties tonight. 1-1 would have been the only scoreline that produced penalties. So this one will be over after 90 minutes. Aguila needs 2 goals. 2-2 would send Aguila through on away goals. So now as it stands, Alajuelense would have to win to advance. And Aguila would need a win or a draw. Luis Acuna, Gerson Mayen stand over the free kick. Mayen with the right foot, Acuna with the left. It's the right foot of Mayen. It's a terrific effort toward the back of the 6, but it was just overrun by Marlon Trejo. The run came inside. Had it been bent outside by Dustin Correas, we would have had a chance at it. No way to know who's at fault there. Was it the kick taker in Gerson Mayen for playing it a bit too hard and a bit too wide, or was it Correas zigging instead of zagging? Either way, it's an opportunity blown for Aguila. And now Gondola for Aubrey David. David taken down harshly. Yellow card to Santos Ortiz. with the memory still of last year, you know Alajuelense would like to just make this 3 and breathe that much easier. As it stands, you'd have to like their chances, but again, last year, fresh on the mind, blowing that 2-goal lead in the last 10 minutes. 3 would just about ice it. Borges stands over it. Borges delivers. Venegas there, right at the keeper. And pardon me, that was Reddy Gondola who got on the end of it. David. Appears Aubrey David has switched out to left back now after Ian Lawrence was taken off with the injury, and Jose Cubero helping cover now at center back alongside Alexis Gamboa. Kevin Santamaria into the match. That'll be all for Fabrizio Alfaro. Preserved on the line by Gondola. David. Back through to Cubero, who picked up a yellow card shortly after coming on. Has to be careful along that back line now. Celso Borges. Played in toward Venegas. Handed away by Xavier Garcia. Here's Santamaria, newly into the match. Mayen brilliantly worked in tight quarters there. At the very end, Santamaria overcooks it off the chest of Dustin Correas, and possession is lost. Half an hour gone in the second half. Quarter hour remains in the match. Alajuelense now up to a 2-goal lead. Can they make it 3? Toward the back post. David! Third time's a charm for Aubrey David. Alajuelense now surely through into the round of 16. An unlikely source. Nearing 200 appearances with Alajuelense. That's just his 8th goal for the club. And brilliantly taken on the half volley off the service by Alexander Lopez. One substitute to another. David only switched out to left back after the injury to Ian Lawrence. And he makes the most of his time in that spot. Roofs it off the half volley. If there was any doubt in the mind of Alajuelense thinking about 2021, blowing this same type of late 2-goal lead to Guastatoya, that is now out the window. It will be Alajuelense scoring off against Alianza of Panama in the round of 16. Alianza of El Salvador awaits the winner of Platense and Verdes. Theoretically, we could have an Alianza meeting in the quarterfinal of this year's tournament. And now with a 3-goal lead, Alajuelense will go ahead and use its final substitution. Looks like Brian Samir getting ready to check in. And he comes on for Johan Venegas. Johan Venegas had a strong evening. Was kept off the score sheet. But there were 3 or 4 times that he found a dangerous open area. Had an opportunity on goal. For Aguila, it will be another early exit in this tournament. They haven't been a part of it since 2019. They haven't quite enjoyed the same success as some of their Salvadoran counterparts. This is their 8th match played all time in this tournament. They have 3 wins, 1 draw, and about to be 4 losses. Will it be by 4 goals? Put just wide by Gondola. They're looking for more. They're enjoying the open space. They're enjoying the chances. They're enjoying the game they love tonight in front of their fans. A raucous pro Alajuelense crowd at Estadio Ricardo Saprissa. That is something that you won't find often. The stadium of your rival where the game was played. All cheering for Alajuelense. Joked with a colleague coming into the evening that maybe you'd have a bunch of local Saprissa fans come out to support Aguila just to get at their rivals. Clearly not the case tonight. The crowd entirely in favor of Alajuelense. Next for Alajuelense will be a lot of play in league before they get into the round of 16. Alfaro, he scored the 2nd of the match. The window for the round of 16 is August 16th to 18th for the first leg, August 23rd and 25th for the second leg. So before the front end of that window on August 16th for the round of 16 first leg, Alajuelense will have 3 matches in the league against Guadalupe, Sporting San Jose, and Santos de Guapiles. Official attendance is 4,542. singing their hearts out through the rain for Alajuelense the whole way. Another change being ready now for Aguila. But at this point, everything else is just window dressing. The results in hand. And Alajuelense's ticket to the round of 16 is in hand. From here, Aguila gets about a week off, actually 10 days off before they get into the rhythm of the Apertura phase of the Salvadoran season. Ocoro, Fas, Alianza, their first three opponents. They could be catching Alianza at a good time. As I mentioned, that first window for the round of 16, August 16th to 18th, they'll play Alianza on August 20th. So that bodes well for Aguila. But they wish they would have been in the round of 16 as well. It's not going to be the case after tonight. Edgar Medrano coming off the field. We'll see Julio Cibrian for a few minutes. Borges. And out for a goal kick harmlessly. So we have the mid-August windows for the round of 16. Quarterfinals, just for some advanced planning, will be played the first and second week of September, the two legs. Semi-final will be in the first and second weeks of October. And then the first and second legs of the final will be played sometime between October 25th and 27th, and then sometime in the first 3 days of November. That's when we will wrap up the final edition of the Scotiabank Concacaf League here in 2022 before it all gets folded back into Champions League in an expanded format next year and beyond. Just 5 minutes remaining now from Estadio Ricardo Saprissa. Alajuelense has dominated from the jump, scoring 2 minutes in with the insurance coming later in the second half. Aaron Suarez 2 minutes in. Hernando Alfaro 67 minutes in. And then Aubrey David 77 minutes in. Here's Suarez, plays it back on the feet in front, just beyond Gondola. It was Yael Lopez in space at the end line. So your CONCACAF League final coming in the first couple of days of November. Could be a nice little appetizer for the World Cup, which kicks off just 3 weeks after that. A number of the players out there tonight for Alajuelense will likely factor in some capacity for the Ticos. You want to be on your best behavior, in your best form for your club going into that tournament, of course. It's been another strong evening for a player like Celso Borges. ageless at this point, it seems. Same goes for Brian Ruiz, who's on the bench tonight. Maybe we would have seen him if the game were closer, but no need for his services in a 3-0 matchup. Brian Ruiz will celebrate a birthday in a couple weeks' time. He'll be 37 years old on August 18th. Ian Borges, who's on the ball now, have been stellar for decades now for club in Costa Rica and in Europe and for country. This has been unfamiliar territory for Alajuelense. Yellow card, and then a second yellow card issued to Santos Ortiz. He subbed into this match in the second half, and he did not make it through to the final whistle. Came on in the 59th minute, and he leaves here. A frustration foul, perhaps. Subs on in the 59th, leaves in the 89th. Unfamiliar territory for Alajuelense, playing in the preliminary round. Done so before. Defeated Cibao of the Dominican Republic in 2020 during that single elimination bracket. Outside of that, every other edition of this tournament that they have qualified for has been directly into the round of 16. And to do some work to get there, but they will be there nonetheless. 1-1 in the first leg, and seemingly 3-0 in the second. There were opportunities for equalizers early on for Aguila. It just never came then in the second half. Aguila had 5 shots at halftime. At the moment, they're sitting on 7. So only 2 shots in the second half. And none of them have been from dangerous areas of the field. You think back to the one that Medrano hit for maybe 28, 30 yards out. That whizzed over the crossbar as being maybe their best opportunity of the second half. And if that's your best opportunity in the second half of a matchup that you need to have in order to advance to a round of 16, odds are he will not be making that round of 16. And there is your final whistle. No stoppage time needed tonight. Alajuelense, 3 goals. And they punch their ticket through to the round of 16 here in the 2022 Scotiabank Concacaf League. They started early with Suarez, padded 2 more on for insurance late. And the Costa Rican side is headed through to the round of 16, dispatching the Salvadoran side here tonight at Estadio. Ricardo Saprissa in San Jose, Costa Rica. That does it for us tonight from Estadio Ricardo Saprissa in San Jose. For the crew that makes this all possible, I'm Joe Malfa saying good night. You have Alajuelense on the way through to the round of 16 here in the 2022 Scotiabank Concacaf League.